Hello everybody out there, and welcome back here with the future once again to another retro showcase and review. And today we are going to be taking a look at a retro Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figure by Playmates. Everybody knows that Playmates has designed and created and manufactured the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures since 1988 up until the present day. For the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they are still going strong to this day, even with a new series, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, well, the latest series. But this is Dawn the Undercover Turtle, one of the favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, not only of mine, but of a lot of collectors out there. And the reason that this was so cool is because he had a complete disguise that you could disguise him in. And on the 1990 movie, the film, actually Raphael goes out in disguise, so it was kind of cool to have a turtle in disguise, so you kind of recreate that scene in the film where he fights Casey Jones undercover. But yeah, he's supposed to be an undercover agent. There was a error that I saw on the back of the card where I don't know if it's an error or they just did a running change, but he was actually Don the Undercover Agent. And then when he came out, the card backs and everything said Don the Undercover Turtle. But Donatello, the brains of the operation, loved dealing with machines and everything, as the song says. The theme song, the classic theme song. But this is really cool. He has cool accessories and whatnot. I do have the April O'Neil from 1990 as well. So two figures now from the wave that came out in 1990, the series. Would be the third series because they released a series in 88, 89, and then 90 would be the third series. But April O'Neil comes pretty much flawless. Picked her up from my friend Randy. He had a lot of figures and stuff that he had from back in the day, and I picked this one up. It was out of the package actually, but he still has the card, so I took the card back and taped it, the bubble onto the card here with double-sided tape, so I had a representation of a card from 1990 by Playmates as well. So we'll take a look at the card back there, because basically all the card backs are pretty much the same on the Turtles that were released in each series, year, or wave, however you want to call it. But yeah, Dawn the Undercover Turtle, one of the favorite turtles of mine and many others that I've talked to as well, from the original action figure line by Playmates back in the day in the 90s that started in 1988. But yeah, I want to thank everybody who's subscribed lately, dropped any comments, left any feedback. I appreciate all the support here on my channel. If it's your first time viewing, make sure you do all that I just mentioned. Hit that notification bell so you're notified for all my upcoming videos. And yeah, it's always fun to check out a retro Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figure by Playmates. So let's check out Dawn the Undercover Turtle. Let's check him out. Okay, so here we have both of the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles retro action figures that I have in my collection from the original 1990 Playmates line. And you have Dawn the Undercover Turtle there to the left, which you're going to take a look at in this video. And the April O'Neil, the second version that they released of her in the line. We also had the original with the blue stripe that had a different head sculpt and all, but in 1990 they came up with a different version of April O'Neil here, as you can see. And we're going to get here so I can zoom in on her. But what's cool about this April O'Neil is this is the version that they released with the press symbol above her breast there. They actually removed that and did a running change, so there is a variant of her because they did not want kids thinking that was a feature where you pressed her breast to do some kind of feature on the figure. And as you can see, a different head sculpt here on April that they did on the 1990 version. I love the Turtles jumpsuit they did and the blue accents that make it more accurate towards the cartoon on television that was so popular at the time, created by Fred Wolf. But yeah, she has all her weapons here, the weapons pack. They came on these racks here that you had to pull them off. Very reminiscent of like G.I. Joe and whatnot. But you had her pistol there, which on the back of this card, it always showed off what came in her rack there for her weapons. And it says, accessories close up, the femme fatale details of April O'Neil. She had her camcorder gun, the computer briefcase there, which is very close to her briefcase, the briefcase for Dawn the Undercover Turtle. And then you have a Ninja Star and the pistol there that they do not even mention here. They just mention camcorder or gun, and then they have a microphone, which is on there too. So cool that I got the weapons all intact. Like I said, the card was on this when he first got it, and then it fell off. But nonetheless, a good representation of the card. So colorful and bright. If you would have been a kid and saw that on the store shelf when you came in, you would be directly attracted right to the Ninja Turtles figs, like I was as a kid, and all the other kids were too. These were a huge smash. I love like the brick background there, the brick wall with the bursting in the middle there of the brick wall. Always a very cool touch. Heroes in a half shell, April O'Neil. But we're going to look at the figure that we came here to check out today. If you want to check out more on the April O'Neil figure and find out more on her, I do have a retro showcase and review I've already done of her that I'll put up in the suggested box to the right. But now let's take a look at the 1990 Don the Undercover Turtle here. And you can see that he has his mask undercover that actually on the show itself, the cartoon show, they actually wear this style mask in the animated series Undercover. They have a couple different disguises that they wear. One's a bald head that goes completely over their head, but this is one of the disguises that they wear in the show. So it was cool they made a turtle depicting him in his undercover disguise. And I always thought this would be a good disguise, not only to go undercover and be an undercover agent, but also to, to be a criminal and pull off bank jobs as well. This would have went right along with your Dick Tracy figures at the time that were released in the same year by Playmates. So very ironic there that they released the undercover agent turtle to fight alongside Dick Tracy, the same year. But you can see this turtle, instead of having the arched feet, had flat feet. You can see though that his classic bandanas around the knees and the elbows there, the purple, the classic purple, and you can see the purple bandana coming out, the bandana mask coming out the back as well. The trench coat, very detailed on this 1990 action figure by Playmates. That was one thing that Playmates did better than anybody, was they added all kinds of intricate details. And there is a hole in this overcoat here, a trench coat, whatever you want to call it, probably from a gunshot wound or a knife slice or something. And then you can see they added also details here. Looks like some kind of deal clipped on here to the side. Not exactly sure what that is. Probably a mic of some sort or something. I'm not sure. But then you have a knife tucked down inside of the chest here, and even enough where you can see the blade protruding through the trench coat there. So very cool touch. Little red buckle there for the tie on the trench coat. Very cool, the collar coming up so he's more incognito. He's holding his accessories here, which we'll get more into. The arms swivel, have a swivel action on them, so without swivel wrists though, he cannot hold the bow staff that comes with the original Donnie in a battle pose. He has to just hold it in one hand if you give him his original weapon, which is a bow staff. But there's the briefcase that comes with him too. Like I said, we'll get more into the, and you can see top secret it says on there. And like I said, we'll get more into the accessories here in a minute. But under the overcoat, you can see even going in the back, you can see part of his shell there. So the detail that Playmates took, the time and effort they took on the detail was amazing back then. And the start of his chest there. But very ripped muscles in the legs. Looks very cool. But the thing about this mask, he must look a little funny, with this mask on, disguising himself. But this was removable, and you can see here, very easy. I can take it off and expose the face of Donatello here underneath. Very, very reminiscent of the original figure. The face is, with the wide eyes, no pupils, and the snarling, angry look on his face, showing his teeth. So you have a very angry Donatello too here as an undercover agent. Wouldn't want to mess with him. Undercover mutant in a half shell. The Maltese mutant. That's something that's going to come up here. and some of the details that I have about the figure itself. But very cool, and like I said, these accessories that come with them, you can remove these as well. Put them to the side and get a little bit more into the accessories here in a second. But here's a look at him without his accessories. I actually paid $9 for this at Killen's in White Oaks Mall in Springfield, Illinois. Really cool toy shop that I've always went to, but now it's located in the mall, so I get to go back into the mall when I do toy collecting now, which is very cool. And very reminiscent of when I was a youngster coming out of there with cool toys that would have been from this era. So very neat. I think I got him for $9 complete with all his accessories, mask and all. But now let's set him back here, and I have a little bit of info here on his accessories and whatnot, since I do not have the actual card back. So he comes with his, let's see here. Yeah, he comes with his briefcase here, his bulletproof briefcase, which is, like I said, dubbed with Top Secret on the front. As we get zoomed in here and get a focus in on it. And this does open up, as I'll show you in a second here, to expose. I don't know how easy I'm going to be able to do this with one hand, but I'm trying to. Let's see. Have to give me a second. Okay, so I took a second and busted this open, but you can see inside here it says Top Secret. Has a top secret book there. You have a magnifying glass. It looks like some sort of a Walkman, maybe a recorder there, a tape recorder that you can record there. A little stopwatch. Down here he has a top secret telephone, his mask, and some ninja stars there. Looks like a backup mask and some ninja stars there. So very cool. And also coming inside of it is his high energy pizza snack, which is just that. It's a black piece of pizza here, little slice of pizza, but it's his high energy pizza snack for when he comes across great danger. He can bite into this and have a little snack to get some energy back. You can see I can't really, the focus on here isn't really, the lighting, it's hard to get to see the toppings on there, but it looks like some kind of combination of like pepperoni and stuff on there. So a high energy pizza snack, which actually can be stored right here in the briefcase and shut back up for Don. And then also he comes equipped with his mutant revolver here, complete with the false bang flag for when you pull the trigger. Don't know how that's going to do him much good if he comes into actual combat, having a bang flag come out of it, but nonetheless he does have his mutant revolver here. And last but not least, his detective disguise, which you saw him wearing, kind of a Groucho Marx funny nose glass looking mask here, hair on the sides like he has a little Fu Manchu here. Very cool though that it clips right onto the front of the turtle itself, and can be worn as a disguise. As you can see here, I can put it right back on Don the Undercover Turtle here, and now he has a disguise on. Actually, it came off there. I was going to see how hard it would be to come off, so you can shake it off of there. Trying to get it on there secure, but nonetheless, for display and whatnot, it stays on pretty good. This time I can't shake it off, really. I might not have had it on really good, but yeah, what a figure here. The detail, like I said, that went into these figures, and the attention to all the detailing, even articulation for back then, just having these like swivel type wrists and stuff. You didn't see that all the time with action figures back in 1990, so these were something. And I'd love to collect more of the vintage original line. But I do have Dawn the Undercover Turtle now here with April O'Neil, so really glad to have these two. And I think that pretty much does it on the look actually at the figure itself. But let's take a look at this April O'Neil card back, because like I said, I saw something interesting on here. And you can see listed on the back, they have Dawn the Undercover Agent instead of Dawn the Undercover Turtle. I found that interesting. But here are all different turtles that you could collect at the time in 1990, and I thought I'd just go over this real quick. It says collect all the wacky action turtles. These were the wacky action turtles. You had Wacky Walkin' Mauser, Sword Slice, and Leonardo. Who else we have here? We had Slice and Dice Shredder. Get some lighting here. Sewer Swimming Donatello. Rock and Roll Michelangelo. Creepy Crawling Splinter. Break Fighting Raphael. Then you had the original line here. Over to the left. You had Leonardo. All the other four turtles also that were not, actually they're pictured on here, not in a row. Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, and Raphael there. I don't know why they put Leonardo over here, and they got Raph, Donnie, and Mike over here on the right. But those were the original figures, along with Splinter and the original April O'Neil. And then it came with also the original line. The first series had Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady, and a Foot Soldier, I believe, as well. But you have other ones that came out here in 90 and before. So this is just a mix-up of years up to pretty much all the figures up to 1990 that they had. Mondo Gecko, Mike the Sewer Surfer, Leo the Sewer Samurai, Don the Undercover Agent. Those were like the undercover, or the, all the turtles had a different, each one had a different like disguise that they were in. The Sewer Samurai, Sewer Surfer, Undercover Agent, and also you had, Roth the Space Cadet, Panda Khan, Napoleon Bonafrog, the Fugitoid, Wingnut and Screwloose. That I mentioned Storage Shell Donnie up there, and Ray Fillet. We have Casey Jones down here, one of my favorites from the original line. Genghis Frog, Metalhead. I had so many of these. Ace Duck, Yasagi Yojimbo, classic character. Actually came from a comic himself, and they added him into this universe. April O'Neil, Splinter, and Leonardo had all those. And down here you had members of the that represented the Foot Clan, and you had Pizza Face. I love these figures. I almost loved the villains more than I did the actual. I loved the wacky characters like Ray Fillet and stuff like that more than I did the turtles itself. Pizza Face, Triceraton, Slash, Scumbag, Mutagen Man, and Muckman with Joe Eyeball. Baxter Stockman, Leatherface, Krang there with his android legs. They would later create the android body that he would, instead of just the robotic legs that he would walk around in there, they'd create the android body itself, which was really cool, and I never had it, which I really wish I always did. You have Rat King, General Trag, Rocksteady, Foot Soldier, Bebop, and Shredder. So an array of characters that you could collect back then. Really cool to take a look at. Also, they all had a file card down to the left, which I'm not going to go over because it's April's. And of course, the classic pizza point. Man, did I love the pizza points back then. That's one of the things that really drew me to the Ninja Turtles, because they loved pizza. And man, I still at this day love my pizza. So doesn't get any better than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, I really appreciate everybody tuning in and checking out this showcase and review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 Undercover Dawn the Undercover Turtle action figure here in this retro showcase and review. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below, give me a like if you like what you saw. Here is the April O'Neil. And yeah, all the feedback much appreciated here. All the support much appreciated. And until next time, guys, cowabunga. And as always, keep collecting. And peace out.